Today we're going to learn about ArrayList. ArrayLists are similar to arrays, but they have a little bit more flexibility. And they also have a lot more methods associated with them. So let's dig right in and I'll show you an example here. So to create an ArrayList, this is the format. You use the keyword ArrayList. Inside the greater than and less than signs, you put the type. For our sake, we'll be using integer, double, and string, and this is one of those instances where you have to spell out the whole word. It's not the lowercase int, it's the uppercase I and the whole word integer, because you're actually creating a class of integer type. I'll get into that in more detail, but for right now, all you need to know is that you need to use the whole word integer with a capital I, the whole word double with a capital D, and when you're doing a string, same thing, string with a capital S. All right, give it a name, equal sign. This is an object, so you see the word new, and ArrayList keyword again declaring the type, and then open close parentheses. Okay, so you'll notice the one difference here between arrays is that we don't have to declare the size. That's a real nice feature, is that the size can vary as you use it. So this is how you add elements to an ArrayList, is you use the name.add method, and so we're just putting in a integer inside there. So now that's going to hold spot 0, the 0 base, just like arrays are, holds the number 2. Spot 1 holds the number 6. Spot 3, 8, spot 4, 9, spot 5, 12. So let's say we wanted this to be, we want to count by 2s till 10. This obviously doesn't do that, so we'll have to make some corrections. I'm going to show you that there's actually two types of add methods. This is the first one, which basically when you use it, it adds it to the next available spot in the array list. So right here it adds it to spot 0. Here it's going to add it to spot 1. Let me show you what I mean, though. There's another alternative here that you can use. So what you could do is something like this that says we're going to add to index 1 the number 4. So what that's going to do is put it right after index 0 and slide everything else down. So now this one 6 is actually in the third spot, right? Or if you will, 0, 1, 2, so it's in the second spot. Okay, and the 4 will actually be right in there. So an alternative to that is the set method. Let me show you how that works. So the way this reads is nums.set in index 4. So remember, we have 2 in spot 0. Now we have 4 in spot 1. And then this is spot 2, 3. And here's spot 4 where we have a 9. We're going to replace that with 10 to complete our counting by 2s to 10. All right. So we'd have no need for 9, so we just replaced it with a 10. Now we have this 12 here, which we want to get rid of that because we want to just go to 10. So we have the remove method, which works like this. And I'll actually change that because that's index 5. So that's going to remove the 12 because that is sitting in position 5. So let's see if that actually worked for us. We'll have a short little for loop here that'll print everything out to the screen. Good little review for us for how the for loop works. You create your variable, have a termination sequence. For ArrayList, you have this method called size, so you do num.size. So while I is less than num.size, I++, so we'll keep printing out. And this is the first time you're seeing the get method. The get method actually shows or gets that element that is in the index you put in the parentheses there. Okay, so let's see if that worked. Compiled all right. Let's run it. And there you go, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So let me just show you I want to show you one more thing before I quit here, and that is how you can use the get method to actually assign variables. So we could, let's do in our next spot here, let's say we just want to print out one. We could assign, we're creating an int named x, and we're going to make it equal to the first element, which is in index 0. So it should be equal to 2x, and we'll print that to the screen just to make sure that works. Take this out, compile. There you go, 2 prints to the screen. So that shows you that you can actually assign an element in an array list to a variable and then use that elsewhere. All right, that's ArrayList. We'll go over it more in class, but that's ArrayList in a nutshell.